Hazing laws are being reconsidered after the death of a college student last weekend. The U.S. House sent the latest COVID-19 stimulus bill to President Joe Biden's desk. And in sports, Ohio women's basketball starts its run in the MAC tournament tonight. Newswatch starts right now. Good evening and welcome to Newswatch, your source for news impacting southeastern Ohio. I'm Jacob Murray. New anti-hazing legislation could be on the way after the death of a Bowling Green State University student from alleged alcohol-related hazing last week. Two Republican state senators proposed today to make alcohol and drug-related hazing a felony if it causes serious harm to someone, saying the measures would help ensure Ohio college students are educated about the dangers of hazing. The hopes for change is echoed by Kathleen Wyant, mother of Colin Wyant, who had died after hazing at Ohio University in 2018. Meanwhile, students at Bowling Green are still dealing with the emotional death.
Bowling Green State University students gathered at the campus's Greek Village to mourn the loss of 20-year-old Stone Foltz, who died on Sunday after an alleged Pi Kappa Alpha hazing incident. His tragic death spurring a movement for change. Dozens of students silently marched to the school president's office, demanding the permanent removal of Pi Kappa Alpha, for the school's Greek life advisors to step down, and for a better reporting system with more accountability to protect students.
And I think that there needs to be an anonymous way of reporting when things happen, because people are so afraid of that retaliation and they're afraid of being silenced.
The protest, a demonstration that they will be anything but. Students sharing their stories of hazing, saying it's a common issue in the BGSU community, seen in more than just Greek life, including club sports and other organizations.
This was not an isolated event, and if we don't speak up, it will happen again.
One student saying she left a sorority because of the unhealthy culture.
I know there are other sisters, people that I would still call sisters, that experience the same thing, that are too afraid to speak up or do something about it.
Now, they hope that by speaking out and calling for change, their former classmates' death will not be in vain.
People are constantly victims, and this is the consequence: Stone's death.
The Columbus Dispatch reports students also call for the resignation of President Rodney K. Rogers for allowing dangerous practices in Greek life during his tenure. Wheeling University has been placed on probation due to financial issues. A March 4th letter from the Higher Learning Commission informed the school of its status. An independent regional auditor says it found the school does not have sufficient fiscal resources to support its operation. Wheeling University President Guinea Favre responded on Monday, saying the school is working to address concerns and remains fully accredited. The school relies heavily on the Diocese of Wheeling-Charleston.
Hi, I'm forecaster Alyssa Lanier from the Newswatch Weather Center. Right now in Athens, we are seeing partly cloudy skies. This area of clouds will move into our region, so clouds will thicken throughout the evening. Right now in Athens, it is 72 degrees under partly cloudy skies. The pressure is 30.22 inches. The humidity is 26% and the winds are from the south at 11 miles an hour. Across the region, it is 72 in Athens, 70 in New Lexington, 70 in Newark, 70 in Cambridge, 72 in New Martinsville, 73 in Ripley, 73 in Ironton, 72 in Jackson, 72 in Chillicothe, and 68 in Columbus, all under partly cloudy skies. So it has been a very beautiful day today since there was a warm front that passed through the region this morning. Looking at the headlines for the next few days, the warm weather will continue throughout the week. There is a chance of thunderstorms to the end of the week, and will there be a weekend cool down? Back to you, Jacob.
A large brush gas fire ignited a gas line yesterday in rural Washington County, prompting a response from 6 fire departments and the Ohio Division of Forestry. WTAP reports the fire was near Robert Kelly Road in Cutler, with close to 25 acres burned, but no buildings were threatened. Little Hawking Fire Chief Michael Chevalier says the fire was out by late afternoon. However, the gas line continued to burn and firefighters remained at the scene until the gas company could isolate the line. A former Girl Scout troop leader was charged with a felony last month after she allegedly stole from her troop. According to the Newark Advocate, 49-year-old Jill Gauthier of Pataskala was indicted on February on a single charge of theft in Licking County Common Pleas Court. Assistant Licking County Prosecutor Darren Burgess said Gauthier, accused of stealing $12,000 from Troop 379, and allegations began in 2013 and ended in 2018. Court records show Gauthier was released on her own recognizance with conditions, and arraignment is due scheduled for May. The Columbus Zoo and Aquarium is mourning the death of its bonobo, UNGA, who passed away last week from a suspected stroke. 29-year-old UNGA was one of 2 bonobos en route to the U.S. from Europe on September 11, 2001. However, the plane was unexpectedly diverted to Gander, Newfoundland, due to the attacks on the World Trade Center. Her story is referenced in the Broadway musical Come From Away, which tells the story of the events in Gander when more than 30 planes were diverted there on that day. The Meigs County Commission approved a proposal to reopen the public pool in the village of Syracuse. Commissioners approved the $73,000 proposal from Meigs County to get the pool in summer shape. The Pomeroy Daily Sentinel reports the county is expected to receive $100,000 in capital budget funding for the pool. Funding has been approved in advance, coming from the MCO State Tax Fund, with the money to be returned once the capital budget fund is received. An Ohio representative was appointed to President Biden's cabinet today, and 2 representatives want a hearing on unjust conservatorship in light of new documentary. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
All you have to do is write one true sentence. Write the truest sentence that you know.
We've been thinking about Hemingway for literally decades. You have someone who is often considered the greatest American novelist and has an outsized life.
It's hard to think of a subject that's more iconic than Ernest Hemingway.
Within a few sentences of reading a Hemingway story, you were not in any confusion as to who had written it.
Hemingway can be read as he wanted it to be by ordinary folks, and yet beneath it is as deep an exploration of art and the human experiences that is just miraculous to me.
He was always questing. The perfect line had not happened yet. It was always a struggle, trying to get it right, and you never will.
He's this big game hunter. He's a deep-sea fisherman. He's this lover. He's a man's man. And all of that was true, but it wasn't completely true.
The way into understanding him is through his relationships with the women in his life. His mother, his sisters, and then the 4 women who he married in succession over the next 40 years of his life.
Ernest and I, really, are afraid of each other, each one knowing that the other is the most violent person either one knows.
In working on the film and delving more deeply into his demons and his struggles, how much his work mattered to him, I came to have a much deeper appreciation for the real Ernest Hemingway.
Finding out more about him was revelatory and shocking, and at some point, you just kind of had to check everything you thought you believed and begin again. We were just not prepared for how complex the story was going to be.
Ohio abortion clinics are suing to block a state law requiring fetal remains from surgical abortions to be cremated or buried. Through ACLU Ohio lawyers, clinics argue in Hamilton Common Pleas Court that lack of rules makes compliance impossible. The law is set to take effect April 6th, replacing a law that required aborted fetuses to be disposed of in a humane manner, but did not define humane. Abortion opponents say the new language assures human dignity, while abortion rights advocates say it is intended as a hurdle. Lancaster City Council has approved 2 ordinances that expand affordable housing options. The Lancaster Eagle Gazette reports the ordinances expand city code to allow triplexes and container homes. No one spoke against the proposals at earlier hearings. The owner of Max Container Options, a Lancaster shipping container company. He says he wants the stigma of container homes to be eliminated. Both ordinances passed unanimously. The Senate has confirmed Marcia Fudge as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Taking on the role means Fudge will leave her current job as Democratic U.S. Congresswoman Representative of Ohio. A special election will be held later, the 11th district, to elect her replacement. Vice President Kamala Harris swore in Fudge during a virtual ceremony earlier today. Fudge said her first priority will be to address the challenges of America's housing crisis worsened by the pandemic. Her confirmation as HUD secretary adds another African-American woman to President Biden's cabinet. During the campaign, Biden pledged to have a diverse cabinet and staff. He's now named several women and people of color. It is President Biden's first major legislative win, with a final party line vote by the Democratic-controlled House. A $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill is one step closer to bringing aid to Americans. Karen Kafna is live in Washington with a look at what happens next.
President Biden's massive $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill clearing its final hurdle on Capitol Hill.
On this vote, the yeas are 220, the nays are 211. The motion is adopted.
The House with the final sign-off on Senate changes to the bill, including narrowing eligibility for stimulus checks and taking out the House-approved federal minimum wage increase. Democrats describing this not as a win for President Biden, but for millions of Americans.
This is a momentous day in the history of our country because we have passed historic, consequential, and transformative legislation.
The bill to provide, among other things, direct payments of up to $1,400 per person to families earning less than $160,000 a year and individuals less than $80,000. A $300 weekly federal boost to unemployment benefits through September 6th. $15 billion for long-term, low-interest loans for small businesses, and funding to chart the next, somewhat thornier phases of the pandemic, like vaccine distribution and school reopenings.
We, of course, are moving full speed ahead on the implementation of the bill because we know the American people need help and need it as soon as possible.
Despite the bill's popularity in polls, not a single Republican in the Senate or the House voted in favor.
It showers money on special interests, but spends less than 9% on actually defeating the virus.
Ohioans can expect to get their stimulus checks within the month if the bill is signed by Friday. Two high-profile Republicans are now part of the Free Britney movement. Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida and Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio are calling on the House Judiciary Committee to have a hearing regarding unjust conversationships. This comes following the release of the Framing Britney Spears documentary, which shed light on the legal problems the pop singer has dealt with throughout her career. In a letter sent to House Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler, Gaetz and Jordan say many other in the U.S. are, quote, unjustly stripped of their freedoms. This legal battle is a little personal for Gaetz, who told Vanity that he's been a fan of the singer since he was a teenager. New age limits for lung cancer screenings have been released. We'll let you know why the changes was made. That story's still ahead.
The temperatures today were very beautiful with clear skies. Will this pattern continue? I'll talk about that in my full forecast, but first, here's a look at stocks of local interest.
The two of us.
The Carpenters return.
And yes, we've just begun. Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? Rainy days wonders always get me down.
Close to you, remembering the Carpenters.
This month in Passport on the PBS Video app, your on-demand library for the best of PBS.
If I'm to make a name for myself, I need as much experience as possible.
Being a detective is a job for a man.
And yet you do it every day, William.
What we experienced is apocalyptic.
We're learning the lessons to not go through that again.
I'm Gustavo Dudamel. Join me in concert at the Hollywood Bowl.
These and other shows are available with Passport on the PBS Video app. Download it today.
Hey, I'm Rick Steves. Join me on a delightful island-hopping voyage that's sure to stoke your travel dreams. In the next half hour, we'll explore 4 of Europe's most intriguing and surprising islands: Malta, Capri, Orkney, and Skye. This salty adventure comes with remote beaches, crusader castles, and deliciously traditional island lifestyles. We hope you'll join us for what promises to be a bon voyage.
Have you recently felt anxious, sad, traumatized, or grief? You are not alone.
You have an opportunity to transform your life.
At Amen Clinics, we use the analogy of dragons from the past, breathing fire on your brain. But you can tame your dragons to have the life you want, and we'll be with you every step of the way.
Hi, I'm forecaster Alyssa Lanier from the Newswatch Weather Center. Looking at tonight, hour by hour, at 8 p.m. it will be 60 degrees and the clouds will be coming in thick. At 10 p.m. it will be 59 degrees and at midnight it will be 59 degrees as well. So overall it will be a very pleasant evening. In Athens tonight the low will be 52 degrees and it will be mostly cloudy and it will be staying pretty mild. So again, it will be a nice pleasant evening with the winds from the south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Across the region, it will be 53 in Columbus, 52 in Newark, 54 in New Lexington, 52 in Athens, 50 in Cambridge, 53 in New Martinsville, 50 in Marietta, 52 in Ripley, 51 in Ironton, all under mostly cloudy skies. Hour by hour, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. it will be 57 degrees. It will warm up at 10 a.m. at 62 degrees, and at noon it will be 66 degrees, and afternoon there will be a chance of showers as you go about your day, so definitely bring an umbrella if you are going out and about. You don't want to be rained on. Tomorrow in Athens the high will be 68 degrees, so slightly cooler than what we saw today. It will be cloudy in the morning and then we will see a chance of rain afternoon at 40%. The winds will be from the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Across the region, the highs will be 68 in Columbus, 63 in Newark, 67 in New Lexington, 68 in Athens, 67 in Cambridge, all under mostly cloudy skies, and they will experience showers. Looking at the jet stream, Ohio is under this ridging pattern, so that means this high pressure that we are seeing bringing us fair weather is promoted by this ridge pattern. This trough pattern that will move through our area will bring a chance of rain. At the surface right now, a warm front passed through and it became a stationary front off the coast. This cold front you see over here will pass through tomorrow, and then this is it approaching, and that will bring a chance of rain. This is a high pressure approaching the system, so then it will be clear weather again after tomorrow. Looking at the extended forecast for the next 7 days, tomorrow we will see a 40% chance of rain in the morning and the afternoon, and then it becomes a 90% chance of rain in the evening, so bring an umbrella throughout the next couple of days. It will be 68 degrees tomorrow. On Friday, it will be 70% chance of rain at 62 degrees, and there is a chance of thunderstorms in the morning. Saturday will be nice and sunny as that high pressure comes back, and it will be 54 degrees. Sunday, it will be 49 degrees with a 50% chance of showers. Monday, it'll be 45 degrees, so unfortunately we'll be seeing cooler temperatures again as we start our work week, and there is a 70% chance of showers all day. Tuesday, it will be 51 degrees, and there's a 70% chance of showers, and then it will be cloudy. Back to you, Jacob.
Thanks, Alyssa. More than 500,000 Americans living today have been diagnosed with lung cancer at some point in their lives, according to the American Lung Association. And now there's new guidance on lung cancer screenings in the U.S., suggesting current and former smokers should get checked every year. At an earlier age, Mandy Gaither has more.
When it comes to lung cancer, early detection is key.
Lung cancer screening legitimately saves lives.
And now there are new recommendations on who should be screened. The new guidance published in the medical journal JAMA now suggests current and former smokers between the ages of 50 to 80 who have a 20-pack-year smoking history should get screened for lung cancer with a CT scan every year.
Anything that expands the eligibility criteria to get more and more people screened for lung cancer, in my opinion, is obviously a good thing.
Dr. Michael Ward is director of the lung cancer screening program at The Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center, James Cancer Hospital, and Solov Research Institute. He's in favor of the expanded eligibility, but says more people need to be aware that annual lung cancer screenings exist.
Maybe 3 to 5% of eligible patients for screening are actually getting screened, which is inexcusable in my opinion, especially when you have something as low risk and potentially high reward as this.
Dr. Wirtz says a vast majority of lung cancers are diagnosed after symptoms start, when the cancer is harder to treat.
The point of screening is to catch these cancers when they're very small, not advanced, and can actually be removed with a surgery.
Anyone who might be a candidate for a lung cancer screening should reach out to their doctor. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
These guidelines replace the older ones, which recommended lung cancer screenings to begin at age 55 in people who have 30-pack year history and either currently smoke or quit within the past 15 years.
Ohio women's basketball tipped off less than 20 minutes ago in Cleveland for the first round of the MAC tournament. More on their championship hopes next on Newswatch. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Have you recently felt anxious, sad, traumatized, or grief? You are not alone.
You have an opportunity to transform your life.
At Amen Clinics, we use the analogy of dragons from the past, breathing fire on your brain, but you can tame your dragons to have the life you want, and we'll be with you every step of the way.
This month in Passport on the PBS Video app, your on-demand library for the best of PBS.
If I'm to make a name for myself, I need as much experience as possible.
Being a detective is a job for a man.
And yet you do it every day, William.
What we experienced is apocalyptic.
We're learning the lessons to not go through that again.
I'm Gustavo Dudamel. Join me in concert at the Hollywood Bowl.
These and other shows are available with Passport on the PBS Video app. Download it today.
The Carpenters return.
Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? Rainy days, wonders always get me down.
Close to you, remembering the Carpenters.
I hate the myth of Hemingway. It obscures the man.
His talent is stunning.
He went against the grain.
It's hard to imagine a writer who hasn't been influenced by him.
In order to have something new to write, he had to have something new to live.
And he fell in love quite a few times.
He's complex and deeply flawed, but there he is. Hemingway, the man, is much more interesting than the myth.
Hemingway starts Monday, April 5th at 8/7 Central, only on PBS.
Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm sports reporter Nick Veland. Bobcats basketball started to chase a MAC championship tonight. Here are some current news about the tournament. Ohio women's basketball is trying to get some revenge after not being able to finish the tournament last year due to COVID-19 canceling it. Right now, Ohio is about to tip off against Ball State in the first round. The Bobcats split the series with the Cardinals, with Ohio winning the latest matchup 88-66. If Ohio were to win this game, they would go on to play Central Michigan in the semifinals on Friday. Ohio will have the MAC Player and Defensive Player of the Year, Cece Hooks, as she received those high honors right before the start of the tournament. This is the first time an Ohio player has won the MAC Player of the Year award since 1986. Cece Hooks, Gabby Burris, and Erica Johnson were all named on the All-MAC team, as well as their tremendous play on the Bobcats all year. Now on the men's side of things, tomorrow approximately around 2:30, the Bobcats will take on Kent State as they are playing in Cleveland in the tourney for the first time since 2017 and are looking to win their 7th Mid-American Conference Championship. This is Ohio's first game back since February 27th due to a rise in COVID-19 cases canceling the Bobcats' remaining games of the season. Ohio has played Kent State once during the regular season in the middle of January and fell to the Golden Flashes 89-79. After that loss, the Bobcats went on a run to finish the season winning 6 of their last 7 games. If Ohio were to win this initial matchup, they would move on to play Toledo or Ball State on Friday at 5 o'clock. Ohio will have on their squad recently named first-team All-MAC Jason Preston, as he has been the leader on the Bobcat squad this year. Ben Vanderplas and Dwight Wilson III were on the third-team All-MAC, as well as Mark Sears earned a spot on the All-Freshman team, and London McDay was named on the All-Defensive team. Ohio's hockey team lost 6-2 last night against Robert Morris. Ohio got out to an early lead in the first period, an early goal by Matt Shipko. Shortly after, this was where things turned south for the Bobcats as they gave up 6 straight goals, leading Robert Morris to the victory. The Bobcats in this game were able to outshoot the Colonials 36-17. Robert Morris's goalie was able to have a save percentage of 94% and was the crucial reason to why the Colonials were able to win. Ohio will now go on to play Lindenwood University on Friday at 7 o'clock. The Lindenwood Lions are currently 12-0 on the season. Ohio's baseball team, coming off a 4-game sweep over the weekend, lost yesterday to Morehead State 12-9. Ohio trailed after the first inning after Morehead State was able to put up 3 early runs, but the Bobcats in the top of the second were able to make some fireworks as designated hitter Isaiah Peterson, with bases loaded, was able to bring everyone home with a grand slam. The Eagles would rally in the 5th to score 7 runs and would never look back. Ohio returns to Athens on Friday for a rivalry game against the Marshall Thundering Herd at 4 o'clock. I'm Nick Veland. That's it for sports. Back to you, Jacob.
Yeah, over the weekend it was very windy out, and we're seeing now that there's also wind on other planets as Perseverance is sending back wind sounds from Mars. Take a listen. The SuperCam microphone is located at the top of the rover's mast. The recording might sound a bit muffled because the mast was still down. The rover is roaming Mars searching for signs of ancient life. It has already sent back hundreds of photos during its 2-year mission. Perseverance will also collect samples that will eventually be sent back to Earth for analysis.
Tomorrow in Athens, it will be 68 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. It will be cloudy in the morning, and then there is a 40% chance of rain showers throughout the day. The winds will be from the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Across the region, it will be 68 in Columbus, 63 in Newark, 67 in New Lexington, 68 in Athens. So all around low 60s to even 70s across the region with partly cloudy skies. Looking at the week ahead, on Thursday, it will be 68 degrees with a 40% chance of rain. On Friday, there is a 70% chance of thunderstorms, and it will be 62 degrees. So throughout the next week, take your umbrella if you're going out and about. And on Saturday, it will be a little clear before the rain starts back up on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely interesting. You know, we all want to get outside. We're all done being cooped up in our homes, and you know, if the rain comes, maybe some people will still go outside, walk around, you know, walk around campus, like, you know.
I know, going out today on the bike path, it's just crazy seeing everyone taking in that first breath of spring.
Right, yep. It's a really nice day around. Thank you for the weather. Now, and that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Jacob Murray. Stay tuned for PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org. Have a great night.